All right, so we got some stuff that we're going to be watching tonight. We are going to be seeing the Address to Congress, and we're going to be watching that and just kind of going over some things. There was a kind of funny thing I saw online that I think would be interesting to do. It is a betting type deal to where if certain things were mentioned in this speech, then people would either win or lose money. So I'm actually going to it's from Polymarket, and I think this would be just kind of funny to post up and witness, because we only have a few more minutes before it is. There we go. See, I wonder if I can put this in. We only have a few more minutes until the state of, or not the state of the address, but until we have the speech to Congress. So we're going to be watching and going over just what is said, see what Scripture says about it, if Scripture says anything about it. I don't necessarily think that there's going to be any crazy predictions that are stated that we don't already know. The B system is being set up, and that's really it. But we do, okay, yes, I can pull that up for you guys. So let me look at some of these other slides real quick. I know I have, yeah. Okay, so I only have those two, intermission and this one. Okay. So I'm going to bring you guys in and just show you a little look. So if you guys have any note cards, I'm going to pull one out right now, and we're going to unmute this just in case. It's got 10 minutes until it starts, so they just pushed it back until 8:10. So if you guys have a note card. Oh, my other light just died. That sucks. Let me see if I have a charger. But if you guys have a note card, then we can go over this and try to label as many things and check them off and just have a little bit of fun as we go about. I believe this might work. No, that's a dongle. And it's USB-C. No. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do without that light for right now. Unless I go charge something. Give me one quick second and we will be right back. One second, guys. Just charging up my little light pod. Alright. And then later, I'll be able to turn it on. So, grab your note cards, and what we're going to do is we're going to label some things. And that way we can have a little bit of fun. So, if any of these are spoken of, then check them off. The first one is going to be Elon Musk. I want to get a different color, actually. So the first one is Elon Musk. Crypto or Bitcoin. Crypto/Bitcoin. I think he's actually going to be talking about a lot of these, if not all of them. And then we have the betting odds as well too here on the right side of what could be said when he addresses Congress. China 5 times or more. So if he talks about China more than 5 times, and we're going to do a little check mark on that one. Term limit. Now that's a very interesting one too, because remember what Trump did say. He said, "Get out there and vote, Christians. You won't have to vote again." And he did make that little slide about being president until forever. He's definitely going to speak about Canada, so this is going to be funny. Trans or transgender. So I'm just going to put transmissions. Alright. The next one is going to be Doge or Department of, whatever. So just Doge. And then the last two is going to be AI. Oh, fun thing, I have a video about that I just posted a little bit earlier today. So after this is done, go check that out. It's state of the world, a little bit of prophecy and predictions. And the last one is going to be if he mentions tariffs more than 5 times. So I might resize this and try to keep this up as we go. Because we're going to have this. We're going to have full screen. I believe you guys are going to be able to see. Ooh. I don't know how to do this on... Oh, wait. I guess that's it. I'm not able to shrink it any further than that. Alright. So, we're going to try and have this up and about. Be nice to be able to read it too and not block off. So once they start actually live streaming, then we'll see if it actually shows up or if I'm able to keep it up or not. Now, going over some of this stuff though, Elon Musk, he's definitely going to speak about Elon Musk. That's his right-hand man. Crypto and Bitcoin. That's an interesting one. I don't know if he's necessarily going to speak about that. I think that's probably why the percentage on Polymarket is 50%. There's really not much to say about Bitcoin right now because they're so focused on Doge, which is the third from the bottom at 87%, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now AI... He's definitely going to speak about that. That should be a 99% for sure, because the AI is what he just announced with, I think, the president of Taiwan. They're going to be investing billions of dollars in a microchip factory over here in the United States. And we know with the AI and processing that this is the future that Donald Trump wants. This is also the future that China has. Because China has been monitoring their people for as long as we know already. And we're not too far behind there. Canada, I believe he might mention Canada. Transmissions or trans people, I don't know if he's necessarily going to talk about that too much. He actually might just touch on the subject, probably go over it. Term limit, I don't really see him talking about that. That's also probably why it's only 6% on there. I don't even know why that was placed on this betting market. But hey, you know, if they do speak about it, then someone's going to be really, really rich on that one if they started betting. I don't know if I'm going to do this in the future where I put some money on some of these things, but it just looks like a kind of fun game. Elon Musk, though, I'm interested to see, because I do think he is going to bring up Elon Musk. I just don't know what he's going to say about that. That Elon Musk rolls into a couple of different things on this card already. Elon Musk, crypto or Bitcoin, Doge, and AI. that's where I see Elon Musk fitting into in all of this. So I don't know where that's going to land. China, I don't know if he's going to necessarily mention China too much. This is going to be a very interesting address to Congress for the fact that this is March already. January 20th is when he was inaugurated. So January, February, yeah, it's only been a little over a month. So many things have happened already in the political sphere, as well as as also alongside with the church and the community of believers. So it's going to be very, very interesting what is said. Something I will add to this card if you guys want to at the very end. This isn't part of Poly Market, but the thing I'm going to be looking for, which is probably going to be hidden. So if you guys are playing along with me and looking for hidden stuff, write down Spirit, God, belief, unity, faith, and change. Okay. So really, while the world is playing the Poly Market game, I'm going to be playing a sub-game called Spirit, Unity, God, Faith, Belief, and Change. So if you guys have little cards, then do that. Actually, one quick second. I am actually going to deliver just a couple of things to my wife real quick, so that way she can play along. Alright guys, I am back. Want to make sure my wife is taken care of. That way she could play along with us as well. And I don't know, I'm just trying to think. It's 8:10 right now, and this is live. Got the volume up all the way. I don't know if we're going to be doing quality, 1080. I'm going to keep it there. Chat is disabled. Yeah, nothing is showing up quite yet, so I don't know what's going on. But we do have our game. So for the regular people that are tuning in and watching this, the betting market for Trump to say certain things is going to be Elon Musk, cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin, whatever, right? China more than 5 times, term limit, Canada, I wrote transmissions, or Doge, AI, and tariffs. The spiritual betting that we're going to be doing is Spirit, God, Belief, Unity, Faith, and Change. Now, the Spirit, God, Belief, Unity, Faith, and Change, these are the key words that are going to trigger me to look at certain things and really pay attention to what is being said in there, because this is what's going to affect. This is truly what's going to affect us going forward in the United States, because we are governed by spiritual laws, whether they be spiritual laws of this world or spiritual laws from God. And so that's going to be one to be mindful of and to keep track. But I don't know what's taking them so long about the state of, I keep wanting to say the State of the Union, but the Address to Congress. I don't know what's taking them so long on this. But hopefully we'll be getting some answers here soon enough. I wonder if they're live on something else. I don't want to play no ads and get copyrighted. But I'm going to check on something else as well too. I'm hoping that it's not. My internet, I don't believe so. Okay. Oh, okay. Cabinet members. We do have a source of the cabinet members that are in Congress or Trump's office. Okay, yeah, so it looks like the others. There we go. Now we're getting
States.
Here we go. And this is on the White House, the official YouTube channel, so this should fall under fair use. And we got Trump coming in, shaking the hands. Oh, there's that chick from Redacted. She's evil. I don't like her. The one in red. That's from Redacted. They came out of nowhere. Now they're just super popular. It's crazy. Oh, there's that little wink. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everyone's just a little sheep. She can't stop staring at Trump. This chick right here. That's nuts. You see how people just worship this man? And granted, I'm not for any president. I was against Biden too, but it's just very interesting watching. Very, very interesting. Alright. He's slowly making his way. Shifty shift. The thing is, I don't even know much about some of these Congress members, so I don't know faces necessarily or anything. I just know who's lying, who's blowing smoke up people's butts, and what the truth sounds like. Aren't those people tired of clapping? They gotta be thinking by now, why are we still clapping? And remember, that's the sound of drones, mindless sheep, good little soldiers that fall into place. Anyone with real respect is done clapping by now. Ooh, look at that ring on that chick's hand right there. That looks like some pirate ship coin. And then we got the Buddhist little bracelet. Alright, USA chance. Let's do it. I wonder if this was coordinated. Mike Johnson. Ugh. All right, remember, get your cards ready. We're gonna be watching and looking for certain things. At least for me, I'm also looking at the crowd because remember, there's a spirit in this room right now. So watch how the spirit works. Watch how it infests people. There's a couple of different spirits, but okay, get the clapping off of the mic, dude. My guy. There's clapping, man. Someone needs to go up there and kiss his shoe already, or kiss his ring. This is getting a little ridiculous. Get on with the speech. Take a step back. Gotta get a little more. Oh, he took a step back. Let's get it. Let's get it. Even he's thinking these people are dumb. There we go.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States, members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
It's funny, we have one pink woman standing up clapping USA, and they're wearing pink in protest for something.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
They're wearing pink in defiance of Donald Trump. Representative Teresa Ledger Fernandez of New Mexico, my home state, who leads the Democratic Women's Caucus.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
Spirit was mentioned once.
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
Stand, sit and stand, sit and stand, sit and stand. So stupid. See, it's funny. This woman right here is wearing pink as well. That might have been an accident.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. 1 counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
All right. It was a pretty crazy election.
Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Mr. President.
A 41-point jump.
What's going on?
Members are directed to uphold
Yelling.
and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
They're going to kick him out. They're going to kick him out right away.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Look at, now the camera guy is ready, taking photos. Oh, this is such a crazy moment. Such a crazy moment. Now, he shouldn't be standing up doing this, but
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir.
he's not going to sit down. They're going to kick him out.
Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order.
See, they just love
Remove
the
this
power
gentleman
being
from the
thrown
chamber.
around. It's understandable. You can't be acting certain ways, but this is a political theme that has been going on is control, control, control. Oh, that lady looks freaked out. She's saying, what's going to happen? Are they actually going to do this? All right.
Go.
And then little cackling hyenas. Chirp, 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 just like chihuahuas.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you
I
continue.
do respect them holding this up. This is how
Over
it
the past
should
6
run.
weeks, I have signed
But
nearly 100 executive
show.
orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
400 executive actions, 100 executive orders. That is, it's a little crazy. Now, he did bring up spirit once. We are looking for,
In fact, it has been stated by many
we're
that
looking
the
for
first
this.
month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many.
Get your cards out because we are looking for this right here. Elon Musk, crypto, China, more than 5 times
And what
term
makes
limit.
it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Oh, did I even change the... Oh, I didn't change the title. Let me change the title.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history. There were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my fifth such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these
greatest
people
economy
sitting
in the
right
in
here
the world
will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what.
How do we have the greatest economy in the world?
It's very sad.
We import everything.
And it just shouldn't be this way.
And we're in so much debt. Save Medicaid. Save Medicaid. Yeah, we have all the cackling women over here. Oh, look it, there's Pelosi. She's still alive? That's crazy.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
That would be nice if we actually had people that believed in God, came together and supported each other. We wouldn't need government. We wouldn't need any charades or politics or theater.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves. And we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams.
Get
and
ready
bold action.
to check off cryptocurrency.
Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate
and
freeze
Doge.
on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations,
Maybe Doge too.
and a freeze on all foreign aid.
That might... Remember, we are playing the little bingo.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
We're getting close. We're getting close to cryptocurrency and tariffs. Saving the auto industry, even though you put tariffs. Interesting, okay.
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
It's nothing like black coffee. It's delicious.
And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good. And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
Really?
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America. I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
All right, there's nothing really being said that we don't know already.
And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
See, I didn't even know that it even changed.
Beautiful Alaska.
I thought it was Mount McKinley all the time. So that got by me.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
I don't know if that falls under transmissions or not.
And our country will be woke no longer.
Is that Doge? Is that transmissions?
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Polymarket looks actually pretty fun. I'm looking at it right now. Doesn't take much money.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
I don't know if that falls under... No, yeah. Nothing yet for at least our list. There's a lot of different stuff going on Polymarket right now. So, definitely go into the chat, though, and vote if you guys even get into... do you get involved with politics or not? I'm actually on Polymarket right now, looking at this stuff.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race, 5 hours and 14 minutes.
That's transmissions.
Ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours.
No more transmissions in sports.
By 5 hours. It's demeaning for women. And it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Yep. Yeah, it's shifting right now to 21% because he just got
What I have
it.
just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen.
Ain't never gonna let you down. Ain't never gonna let you go.
Among my very highest priorities
I don't know how that
is to
song
rescue
goes.
our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
Looks like I gotta log in to bet.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
Oh,
The
guard
egg
your huevos.
price is out of control,
Guard your eggs.
and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You
Remember,
inherited a total mess
they
from
called-
the previous administration. Do a good job.
Remember, under Trump's presidency right now, they just culled over 1 million chickens for the some type of
focus
flu.
of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
And remember, one of those power plants is going to Bill Gates for his AI, and that's going to be a nuclear power plant specifically
And
just for
frankly, we have never
Bill Gates.
seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Drill it. Drill, baby, drill. All right. Looks like some people don't want us to drill. No,
My
that's
administration
a great
is also
thing.
working on a gigantic
I hope we do.
natural gas pipeline in Alaska,
Shoot,
among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one.
Well,
It will
hook
be
me up
truly
to that.
Spectacular. It's all set
I'll
to
give
go.
in to the natural
permitting
gas.
is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Rare earths in the USA. Now, those rare earth metals are going to go to AI, manufacturing of microchips, and also to
To
lithium
further
batteries.
combat inflation, we will not
for
only
Tesla.
be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
It won't let me sign up for an account.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
There we go, Doge.
Doge. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Oh,
Perhaps.
and he said it, so it's probably going crazy over here on Poly Market.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is
And
in the
there's
gallery
the second
tonight.
one. There's the second one. So mark off on your card: Doge, Transmissions, and Elon Musk. Let me sign up. Let me sign up, Poly Market. There we go.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples.
It won't let me, I guess, Polymarket.
And Afro-Colombian empowerment in
I can't buy
Central
nothing.
America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well.
Dang, I wanted to bet on Polymarket.
$250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. I don't know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
So we are looking for AI tariffs 5+ times. Canada term limit, China 5 times or more. And we're still looking for crypto or Bitcoin.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taken back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation. And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly.
It looks like the ex-finance minister
3.47 million people from ages
census
120
in the US.
to
For 8.5 years.
129.
Over tuna bonds.
3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them, and we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it.
Pam
But a
Bondi.
lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years.
What are you going to do?
Balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Well, I'm interested to see how he's going to balance the federal budget. That's going to be kind of interesting. Also, go get involved with the poll. Do you get involved with politics? Or are you just like me, sit back, get your popcorn, and just watch the political pony show?
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which
the Gold
goes
Card.
on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
Not free, just for rich.
These people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success.
Ooh, he just spit on himself.
A company out there. So
he just
while
spit
we
on
take
himself
out
right there.
the criminals, killers, traffickers, and
did you
child
guys see that?
predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money. Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations, and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy.
Claim power.
And we will restore true democracy to America again.
All right, what is true democracy? I thought we lived in a republic. They can't make up their mind. Even Republicans can't make up their mind. Do we live in a constitutional republic or do we live in a democracy?
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately.
Wow.
Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple.
Wow.
And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
If you don't kiss the ring, you will be removed. I mean, who cares that their state voted for them? Granted, if you believe in votes actually work, which most people do. That's crazy. Was that guy just doing cocaine?
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress
crazy.
to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there, they're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax. Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation.
Oh, he's going to talk about the check.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on... You know what? With the last one, I do really agree with that one, though, actually. Is our elderly... God tells us to take care of our elderly.
Want to make interest payments
take care of
on
widows.
car loans, tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
What car is made in America? Is there even any cars that are made in America nowadays?
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited.
So
In
the
fact,
F-150?
Already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building
150
massive
Lightning.
automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new
Rivian,
plant in Indiana, one of the
R1T.
largest anywhere in the world.
Lucid Air, BMW X5, Mercedes-Benz GLE, Corvette.
And this has taken place since our great victory
Honda
on
Accord.
November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down
Civic.
as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Camry, Escalade.
In addition, as part of our
Telluride.
tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100%
that's
expensing. It
tariffs.
will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country, first term. We had a great first term.
I think that falls under tariffs.
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us
That's
for decades, and now it's our turn to start
tariffs,
using
for sure.
them against those other countries.
We're going to get a
On
third
average,
one for sure.
the European Union, China, Brazil, India,
There's China 1.
Mexico, and Canada. Have you heard of
And Canada. We got Canada
and
marked
countless
off.
other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs
There's a third
than
tariff.
we charge them.
Dang, he
Very
just knocked us
unfair.
out a lot.
India charges us auto tariffs
There's
higher
another
than
tariff.
100%.
We only need one more tariff to mark
China's
it off.
average tariff on our products is twice
We got
what we
it.
charge them.
And we got another
and South
Canada.
Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea. But that's what happens.
See, we got
This is
it.
happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not.
April
just
1st is
one
actually
day
the start of the new
costs us
year.
a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal
He's a
tariffs
very-
kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries,
Spirit.
we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us,
He's a very
we
spiritual
will
person,
tax
remember.
them.
No, superstitious.
If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't
Excuse
do
me.
anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it.
All right.
We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth.
Go
and
vote
we
in the
will
poll.
Not let that happen any longer.
Just click the chat symbol and then click yes, no, or that's alien juice. It is still on his arm. He spit, and it is still on his arm.
Much has been said
It's on his left
over
arm.
the
It's
last
a little white
3
thing
months
right
about
there.
Mexico and Canada.
That's a spit from his
We have
mouth.
very large deficits
Go
with
vote.
both of them, but even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families.
What about the
Nobody's
young,
ever seen
old,
anything
ugly
like it.
people?
They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada
Oh, there's another Canada.
and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States
know
will
he said
not be
tariff.
doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
We're still looking for crypto, term limit, AI.
Thanks to our America First policies we're putting
That's it.
into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle
Oh,
Larry
Oracle.
Ellison
That is so evil.
announced
Yep.
$500 billion
We got AI.
investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won.
Remember, go invest in these
Apple
companies if you want to earn some money.
Announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in
Told
the
you.
world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
I'm going to show you
And
guys
we're not
what to
giving
invest
them
in.
any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming.
Orange makeup
We don't have to
equals
give them money.
33rd degree Mason.
We just want to protect our businesses and our people.
What is
And they
going
will
on,
come
wise
because
guy?
they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing.
I agree with you on
should
that.
get rid of the CHIP Act and whatever's left over.
Explain.
Mr. Speaker, you
Explain,
should
brother.
use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
There's a lot of spiritual things going on. All right, we're almost done with the card, though. Crypto, we got AI.
A new trade policy
Crypto,
will also be great for the
term limit.
American farmer. I love the farmer.
Woo, we got country boys
We'll
over
now
there.
be selling
All right.
into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you.
USA, USA.
Goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected.
All right.
They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural
In
product coming into
Gematria.
America.
But yeah, are you
and
talking about Trump
our
or
farmers starting on April
who's
2nd,
wearing orange
maybe
makeup?
a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China. $50 billion.
I've never really
of
gotten
purchases,
into
and I said,
Gematria
"Just
or
bear with me,"
Gematria.
And they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also
He
imposed
does,
a
right?
25% tariff on
I thought that's
foreign
what you were
aluminum,
talking
copper,
about.
lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we won't have a country very long.
It quite could be
Here
makeup
today
and
is
not
a proud
spray
American
tan.
steelworker.
I'll have to look that up, though. That's
Fantastic
interesting. Kind of
from
funny.
Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard has been working at the same steel
Trump
plant
is a
for
Jew, though,
27
either way.
years, in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children.
One
So
thing I will
great
say,
job.
though, Trump is amazing at remembering names. I don't know how he does that, though. That is actually quite remarkable. Oh, shoot. We got the Lone Star State. All right.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Stories like Jeff's remind us
everything
that
is
tariffs
picked out.
are not just about protecting American
The
jobs.
suits.
They're about protecting the soul
Everything.
of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent
Angelina Jolie.
First Lady of the United
Oh,
States.
no. Dang. That was a joke. Angelina Jolie just adopts a child just because they're there. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't trust Melania. Not one bit.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined
Remember,
by 2 impressive
scripturally,
young
you could do
women,
good
very
things.
impressive.
Doesn't make you.
Haley Ferguson
Doesn't
who
make you saved,
benefited
doesn't
from
make
the
you
First Lady's Fostering the
that of
Future
God.
initiative, and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deep fake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act. And this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John.
Take
Thank
It
you,
Down
John.
Act.
Thank you all very much.
Act 118th Congress, 23 to 24.
And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such
Sponsor
images
Ted Cruz.
online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
I'll have to read more about that Take It Down Act, but yeah, it's just what I thought. It's just about creating
And I want to
AI,
thank Tom
sexual
Homan
AI images
and Christy. I want to
of real
thank you
people.
and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
And the Take It Down bill was introduced by Ted Cruz.
Last year,
Senate Bill 4569. If you guys want to look that
a
up.
brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley,
Oh yeah.
the best in her class,
They could have
admired
prevented
by
that.
everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this
Young
evening are
angel?
Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister,
Well, she was a young
Lauren.
angel, but it's a sad situation. Loss of life is a loss of life. Now, if she was ugly, no one would have cared. But she was a hot young woman at college, so everyone cares. Especially Trump. Trump likes him young and he likes him hot.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your
Lincoln Riley.
47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
So, yeah, Senate Bill 5.
It's called the Laken Riley Act.
Yep.
So Allison and Lauren, America will never ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Sponsor Senator Britt, Katie Boyd, Republican, Alabama.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has
He got the
launched
spit off his
most
arm.
sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation.
There's a new poll. If you guys want to go vote on that one, what you guys think?
But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Pride comes before the fall. But yeah, we only have 2 more left. Term limits and crypto. And then we will complete our card. Complete our card completely. So, tariffs. We're waiting on AI. No, we got AI. Term limit and crypto.
Joe Biden didn't just open our borders. He flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
GLA. Great Liberation of America. Sounds like a laxative that you swallow. Oh, lies.
But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know.
I bet.
Alexis Nungari.
I bet she's hot.
From Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn,
let's see,
walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered.
That's horrible.
Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Poor lady. Poor lady, that's horrible. But don't forget, all this stuff is a political show to move agendas. I have noticed, though, that Trump doesn't really do anything with people that are not of the attractive kind.
Thank you very much.
Really good-looking young woman.
All 3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Why do they keep pointing to the Mexican girl? See, shady eyes. I don't like those shady eyes.
They are now officially
I don't know.
in the
Something's
same
up with that chick.
Category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
That's true. We don't want gangs. We don't want these violent criminals. in the streets, but there's so many problems that lead into this all the way around. I don't like those eyes. I know those eyes. That ain't nothing to be trusty. Watch that shit.
In January,
That's for
Roberto
sure. She looks like a clown.
and another
Any
agent
woman
were
that wears too much
patrolling by
makeup,
the
for
Rio
sure.
Grande, near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me.
I wouldn't be
When
surprised she was a
heavily
plant.
armed gunmen started
Could be
shooting
completely
at
wrong
them.
though, but
Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you,
All right.
Roberto, very much.
it takes a lot of courage to stand up for people. I will give that. That guy's having a blast. So look at him. He's like, yeah.
Thank
No,
you,
I gotta look
Roberto.
sovereign though. It's like yes, no,
And I actually
yes,
got
no.
to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise
It's true.
total control. They
true.
have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
We've had infiltration of the cartels for way longer than Trump's been in office.
5
MS-13
nights ago,
is one gang you do
Mexican
not want to mess
authorities,
with.
because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened
I saw
before.
that
They
just
wanna
the other
make
day
us
too.
happy. First time ever.
Yeah, they just they
But we
gave us
need
all the
Mexico
Mexicans or
and
something.
Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder,
Yeah, 29
President
defendants
Dwight
from
D.
Mexico.
Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans
Racketeering,
expect Congress to send
trafficking,
me
drug trafficking,
this funding without delay
murder,
so I can sign it into law.
firearms,
So,
money
Mr.
laundering,
Speaker,
other crimes.
John Thune, both
Through
of you,
different
I hope you're going to be
states.
able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
So yeah, Cartel de Jalisco, Nueva Generación, Cartel de Nostre, Nueva Familia.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and
Cartel del
order to our
Golfo.
cities and towns.
It's just the golf cartel. So I guess they would have to change their name
In
to
recent years,
Golfo Americano.
our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
All right.
Many jurisdictions
That's
virtually
funny.
ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi, good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash. They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides
there's a new
they
poll
voted
out.
for me
Go
in
vote.
record numbers, so I have
Let me
no
know your
choice.
opinion. This one involves J.D. Vance or Mike Johnson. It's a very important
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say a lot.
There we go. Got the light
I
back on.
attended Officer Diller's service.
Remember, there's
and I
a
met
new poll.
his wife,
Go in
and
the chat.
1-year-old
Feel
son
free to
Ryan.
vote.
It was very inspirational, actually.
It's a very important one.
His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie.
He
Thank
still
you.
hasn't brought up, Trump still has not brought up crypto or term limit. See, she's hot too. I don't think he, and it's not the fact that this bad stuff happened. Bad stuff happens, and it's not good all the way around. But no, I don't want to say normal people because she's a normal
Stephanie,
person
we're
too.
going to make sure
But
that
no
Ryan
ugly people
knows
are
his
ever
dad was
supported.
a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over
true.
the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
So an eye for an eye, that is not what the Bible says, but that's, granted, you shouldn't be, don't end someone's life. That actually goes against the commandment.
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without
Repeat
fear
offenders.
of their lives being
Remember, that
totally
means
destroyed.
people that
they
do
don't want to be
anything.
killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
Repeat offenders could be anything. Remember, one of the guys for
Joining us in
J6
the
was
gallery
released
tonight is a young man
and was faced
who
with
truly loves
prison
our police.
because
His
of
name is DJ Daniel.
driving
He's
too
13
fast.
years old, and he has always dreamed of
and
becoming
he didn't have a
police
driver's
officer.
license. But he was a habitual offender because he didn't have many driver's or he didn't have a driver's license many times. And so he was freaking out because anything that he did that would get him in trouble would get him sent back to prison. And most of these people were kept in solitary confinement. So he ended up going for his gun. He was going to end himself. And the police officer ended him for him. But repeat offender could be anything.
But
So
in
I'd have to look into that.
2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him, And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Good for him. That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish they wouldn't parade stuff like this around and about, but God's watching. He is now Secret Service. Good for that guy. That was awesome. Better act right there, Dad. He outranks you there, Mr. Lone Star.
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger.
I bet.
Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
I bet.
Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
All right, Mr. RFK, the conspiracy himself. Remember, go vote in the poll. There's a new poll out, so let me know what you guys think.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have
I would
been
vote,
cheering.
but it's not letting me.
How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong.
I hope so.
As an example,
I hope so.
not long ago, and you can't even
But remember,
believe
it starts
these
with us as
numbers.
parents.
1 in 10,000
Starts and ends with
children
us.
had autism. 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby? Good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
Oh, he did the Hitler salute. No, I'm just joking. I'm just stirring the pot just to stir it.
My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools.
Oh, what would be a
few
toxic
years
ideology?
Ago, January, Little John and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly, socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually.
This falls under
Telling
transmissions.
January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know, I got kind of lost. Is that a girl or a dude?
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
I can't even trust. You can't even trust your eyes anymore nowadays. So, remember, go and vote. There's a new poll in the chat.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
So would that be the federal government?
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
I hope so.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because
he did bring up God, so mark that on your card as well.
Out of our
Remember, he doesn't know the God that we know, though.
And it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results
sacrifice
ever
our children
in the history of our services. What a difference.
Go send your kids to die.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Really? Got a 4.4 GPA and he wants to be in the military? Smart kid. Dumb choice.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
If that's his dream, that's his dream. That's good. I wonder if he's going to go into intelligence. That's probably what it is. I don't know anything about that, so I'm just kind of blowing smoke. Where smoke doesn't necessarily need to be blown, but joining the military is completely dumb.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
I wonder why we need it. Maybe because we're poking a lot of hornets' nest over in the Middle East. Oh, shoot. All right.
And Ronald Reagan,
remember, go vote in the chat.
Wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually.
Huh. Probably because Israel gave us the plans.
They have it. Israel has it. Other places have it, and the United States should have it too, right, Tim? Right? They
It's a
should have it
massive
too, so I
system
wanna
if it's
thank
going to be
you,
in
but
the
it's a
U.S.,
very,
though.
Very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding.
And don't forget about the icebreakers. We are also investing more money into ice-breaking ships.
And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We
I
used
got
to
a
make
3D
so
printer.
many ships. We
Start
don't
building
make
stuff
them
for
anymore
ships.
very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
Have you guys noticed Mike Johnson or J.D. Vance drink any water at all? I don't think so.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others.
Whoever voted
Others could
robots
use it.
don't drink water,
It was built at tremendous
what I
cost
believe
of
too.
American blood and treasure. 38,000
They're
workers
running
died
hydraulic fluid and
building
dreams.
the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1.
Ooh, $1.
But that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
And if not, he's going to use little bombs. Little tiny bombs. These little nuclear bombs that I made might be
And we have
available
Marco
on my
Rubio
website soon.
in charge. Good luck, Marco.
Marco Rubio.
Now, we know who
Marco
to blame if anything goes wrong.
Rubio.
Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and
J.D.
I
Vance.
feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes, and I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, looks like the robots
doing
don't
a
drink
great
water
job.
is kind of gaining some traction. Them lizard people. See,
Great
this is how we
job.
know they're not lizard people, because lizards, they drink
And I
water.
also have a message tonight for
Robots
the incredible
don't.
people
They
of
drink
Greenland.
hydraulic fluid.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other,
International
we're gonna
world
get it.
security.
We will keep you safe. We will
I guess I
make
would
you
fall
rich
under
and
unity
together
if you guys are
we will
playing
take
along with the
Greenland
game.
to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population,
It's kind of pushing it
a
though.
very, very large piece of land, and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal
Bombings.
from Afghanistan.
Little bombs.
Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Remember, if you guys are following along with the game, it's if President Trump has mentioned any of these things. Tariffs more than 5 times, AI, Doge, transmissions, Canada, term limit. We're still waiting on term limit, and we're waiting for him to say Bitcoin or crypto. And robots do not drink water, they drink hydraulic fluid.
I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans. But I wanted to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that.
All right.
They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and
That's
lots
part
of
the
good
drill,
things
baby,
are
drill.
happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said, at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintained its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient.
Does that really sound
I
like
appreciate
Zelensky?
that he sent this letter. Just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious
sound like the
discussions
words out of
with
his
Russia
mouth?
and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Yeah, he brought weed into another country. Russia is Orthodox Christianity, or Orthodox Catholic, which falls under the Christianity subheading. And it's said in all airports, you can't bring this crap. 17 grams.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally.
Brittany Griner.
That was not pleasant.
That black basketball chick.
And that is where I met his
to testify
beautiful mom
for him.
Right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I?
I think that punishment is pretty harsh, but
less than
still,
10
you're going to
minutes
another
later,
country. Don't bring drugs.
At that same rally,
if you have chronic pain, stay home.
Gunfire rang out.
If you need weed
and a sick and deranged
to operate,
assassin unloaded
then
8 bullets
don't operate
from
in
the
other
sniper's
countries.
perch into a crowd of many thousands of people.
People are
My
dumb.
life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father,
a veteran, a Christian, a
and above
devoted
all,
husband.
a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do.
Ooh, I need another water bottle.
He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body.
To give your life
Corey
for another
was hit really hard.
Respected by God. That is for
you know
sure.
The story from there. He sacrificed his life to save
Griner,
theirs.
the dude, yeah.
2 others, very fine people,
Yeah,
were
Griner
also
is
seriously hit.
the woman.
But thankfully,
and she
with
tested
the help
it
of
too.
2 great country doctors.
She did it on purpose. This other guy,
and they were saved. So
I don't know
those
if he did
doctors
it on purpose.
Had great
I mean,
talent.
He needed it.
We're joined
but
by Corey's wife Helen.
Griner just wanted to
who
smoke
was his
weed.
high school sweetheart.
She ain't got no
And their
disability.
2 beloved daughters, Allison and
She's
Kaylee.
just a Nephilim.
Thank you.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about? Man, there's something crazy with this chick. She's got all kinds of demons on her. That's nuts. He was a Christian, and that's his family. Yeah, she don't look happy at all. She definitely don't. Well, she kind of does.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee,
they
Corey
did lose
is
their
looking
father,
down
so
on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on.
He did love her. Love them.
Corey was taken
Her
from
father.
us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was
God
saved
gave the
by
ultimate
God to make
sacrifice
America great
that
again.
most
I
people
believe
will
that.
never do. But being propagated in a very displeasing way for the betterment of this country, when this country was founded and built by Masons to protect Masons, to order the establishment. I mean, Congress is shaped like the Sanhedrin.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington
crazy.
and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware.
That one daughter of
to the
his, though,
trailblazers who climbed
she's
the
into a
Rockies,
lot of
and
mysticism.
From the legends who
Just look at the
soared at
tattoos.
Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon. Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made
we
the
all
most
gotta come to
extraordinary
Christ willingly, though,
sacrifices, and did whatever it took
in
to
surrender and
defend our
repentance.
children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people.
And faith.
Despite the best efforts of
If you guys are
those
following
who
along
tried
with
to
the
censor
spiritual
us,
card.
silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans
We're
are
waiting
today
for
a proud, free, sovereign,
belief,
and
unity,
independent nation
and change.
that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier.
Well, I don't know. My mom's
They
from Mexico.
chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels
That's
like
how
the
my
Empire
family
State
got
Building, the
citizenship.
mighty
The
Hoover
railroads.
Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help over the next 4
there's
years,
God.
we are going to
another
lead
God.
this nation even higher. And we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science.
This just
and we're
sounds
going
like
to
control.
lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
Gotta give the kids something to cheer about. That's crazy. Remember, he just said we're gonna forge the most advanced, dominated civilization and safest and wealthiest. You can't have any of that without surveillance and AI.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit.
American
and
spirit.
we are going
There's
to
again.
renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
Belief, unity, and change. Our spiritual bingo card. On the next one of these, I'll actually just make up a mock-up for y'all to do. Or I might just do something and upload it on my website. You guys can download it and ahead of time or
My
something
fellow
and
Americans,
play along.
get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
God forgive America. Dang. That was a lot. That was a lot. Now, thank you guys for sticking around. If you guys stuck around for this long, hopefully we had some fun. A couple of just things I want to touch on before we end and for the night and whatnot is, remember, Trump did say that he is a very superstitious person. God bless America and God bless Americans. The American spirit. He is that we are in the golden age. It's just begun, and there's a tip. Remember, they're telling you what to invest in. If you guys want to make some extra money as time goes on, is listen to what they say. Invest in AI. Invest in the companies that are developing the infrastructure, because what is going to happen is he's going to forge the most advanced, dominated civilization the world has ever seen, the safest and wealthiest civilization that anyone has seen. And I believe him. I truly do believe Trump when he says this. I truly, truly do believe that. And, oh shoot, let me see. Did I screw up? Okay. I truly, truly do believe that. And this goes back to a movie, The Minority Report, if anyone's seen that. I'm sure a lot of people have. It goes back to The Minority Report. The Thought Police, Elon Musk, with, what is it called? The brain chip. I'm forgetting. What's on my mind right now is I want a cigar. I want to go out to my Jeep, spend some time with my wife, and smoke a cigar. But what is it called? Neuralink, right? So, how do you get the safest civilization ever? Surveillance. You can't have safety without surveillance. You cannot have safety without surveillance. So, spread your cheeks, open up wide, and let daddy government just in to make sure you don't got no cancer, because whatever they believe is going to be held. And this is not a Trump or JD Vance type of thing. This is just, I don't trust government. I'm not for government at all whatsoever. I believe that God is all we need, and if we are Bible-believing followers of Christ, God will provide and protect us, and also give us the tools that we need to go forward, and also to use the tools that we have. I do believe in development, and I do believe that the fallen angels gave us certain technology, and God knew all this. Now, how do we use this technology? Are we using it for the betterment of ourselves, to guide us and help us as we seek the kingdom of God here on earth until we die or until Jesus comes back? Are we using it to spread the gospel? Are we using it to defend our families, to be providers and protectors over those that we were blessed with and given the glory of God here on earth to do with, to multiply. What are we using it for, right? But we can't have mass safety without mass surveillance. Look at the streetlights. They're turning purple for a reason. They're turning purple for a reason. 6G is coming for a reason. AI is here and coming and developing quicker for a reason. Just be aware. Just be aware. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I am going to go spend some time with my wife, smoke a cigar. I got a real nice one that I got. I got some 3D prints going on. I got some other ones I got to set up as well too. Now, I might load these up on my website, but I got little tiny nukes. Either that or my Etsy. It's probably going to go on Etsy first and then my website. But you could go to missionunderstood.com. Go check that out. I don't really got much there yet. I don't know what I'm doing with it. But you can always stay in touch that way. Or on Etsy, my shop is still Mission Understood. I'm Mission Understood everywhere because I understand the mission that God gave me. Just to preach the gospel. Repent, fear God, believe in Jesus. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. They did not drink water because they're robots. They're not lizard people. Lizard people drink water. I love you guys.